see this in liquidators final statement of account, problem number 10. Problem number 10. Let us see this problem very quickly. We'll see this. See, balance sheet of Ravi as on 31st/12/2019. Asset side, land, machinery, plant, stock, sundry debtor, cash and profit and loss given. So we want what? Realized value. Not this book value, we want realized value. Realized value is given in the adjustment. Liability side, preference share, equity share, debtors, interest outstanding on the debenture. 5% debenture, interest outstanding on 5% debenture, creditor, due for income tax is given. So now preference share, we'll assume that it has a priority. That means only two categories of equity share that are partly paid. So now the equity share which is having the minimum paid up value, we have to equalize. That is nothing but 75 minus 60 we have to do. Debenture, we have to give back the debenture along with the outstanding interest if any. So here outstanding interest is there, right? So that is given in the balance sheet, as well as there is some outstanding interest due. That also we need to consider. So then after that, creditor is there, due for income tax. Income tax we know that is preferential creditor. Preferential dividend in arrear, after payment of preferential capital we have to pay. Arrears payable automatically on liquidation. Creditors include a loan of 1 lakh on the mortgage of land and building. This is nothing but, you can say, it is secured creditor. Since it is a loan for land and building, you can consider that under secured creditor. Then land and building, machinery, plant, stock, sundry debtors, all realized values given in the adjustment. The expenses of liquidation amounted to 21,800 given. The liquidator entitled for a commission of 3% on all asset realized and except for cash. That means all asset realized you have to take 3%. Then commission of 2% on amount distributed to unsecured creditor, including preferential creditor. So here preferential creditor also you have to take the liquidator's remuneration, as well as for unsecured creditor also you have to take the liquidator's remuneration. Preferential creditor amounted to 30,000. All payments were done on 36/2020. If you see the balance sheet here, that balance sheet is prepared at the end of 31st/12/2019. Now they said that payment is made 36/2020. That means 6 month interest is due. Debenture interest 6 month. There is outstanding debenture interest, you can say. Yes. Now liquidator final statement of account. Receipt side, cash at bank. Cash at bank is given in the balance sheet, that we have written 60,000. If you see the balance sheet asset side, they have given. Asset realized, all 5 items are given in the adjustment. Land and building, plant, patent, stock, debtor, we have written 9,80,000. Surplus from secured creditor is nil. Contributory, again contributory, what happens? This you can consider it as nil. Why? Because in this problem you will get what? Here you will get amount payable and not the amount receivable. That is why here you can consider contributory as nil. Secured creditor, there is no securities held and no information, and here secured creditor, the one information is there, but it is realized by the liquidator and payment is done by the liquidator. That is why you have to show the secured creditor on the payment side. So payment side we have written secured creditor 1 lakh, legal charges nil. Liquidator remuneration we have calculated first 3% on asset realized, that is 9,80,000. You can see receipt side, directly you can take 3%, you will get 29,400. 2% on preferential creditor. Preferential creditor given in the adjustment is 30,000 plus income tax due 10,000. Total preferential creditor is 40,000. 40,000 into 2% if you do, you will get 800 rupees. That is liquidator remuneration. Then 2% on 1,50,000. 1,50,000 is nothing but unsecured creditor. Unsecured creditor we have to get the balancing or remaining unsecured creditor. That for that we have to see the working note. See this creditor given in the balance sheet 2,90,000 minus income tax 10,000 minus secured creditor, that is 1 lakh, minus preferential creditor given in the adjustment 30,000. If you deduct all three information from the creditor, you will get unsecured creditor, that is 1,50,000. On this 1,50,000 take 2%, you will get liquidated remuneration as 3,000. Liquidation expenses given in the problem 21,800, you can write directly. debenture holder 5% debenture, that is debenture capital, along with that interest of the previous year outstanding, that is given in the balance sheet 10,000, you have to add to the debenture capital. Then interest up to 36/2020, that is nothing but interest, that is debenture capital into class of debenture 5% into 6 months, that is from January to June, 6/12, that you will get 5,000. Add all three information, you will get total payment made to debenture holder, that is 2,15,000. Preferential creditor, I have told you 30,000 given, 10,000 income tax, total 40,000. Unsecured creditor, we have seen the working note, 1,50,000. Preferential creditor, now preferential capital you have to give, that is 6% preferential capital, 4 lakh. Then arrears of dividend. In the question they have mentioned 2 years of arrears of dividend which is due. That means here 4 lakh into 6% into 2 you have to do. 6% why? Because it is a class of preferential capital. Into 2, that is number of year. So that is why you will get arrears of dividend as 48,000. Total payment made to the preference shareholder 4,48,000. So till here we have seen. Then equity shareholder in this problem balancing figure. Why? Because unsecured creditor we have calculated with the help of working note. Now you have to do the working note. See this, after calculating the unsecured creditor, next working note is calculation and distribution of surplus. First we want net surplus. How to get net surplus? Receipt side total we want. Receipt side total, if you see in this format, that is asset realized 9,80,000 plus cash at bank 60. Add both. No other information, you will get 10,40,000. That is receipt side total. From that you have to deduct all the payment information. For all the payment information, if you see here, secured creditor you have to deduct, liquidator remuneration you have to deduct, liquidation expenses you have to deduct, debenture holder, preferential creditor you have to deduct, unsecured creditor you have to deduct, and preference shareholder final total you have to deduct. That amount comes to 10,08,000. So this 10,08,000 you deduct from receipt side. You will get net surplus, that is 32,000. Add notional call. Why we want notional call here? Because we are going to equalize the paid up value. One paid up value is 75 and one more paid up value, if you see here, that is nothing but 60 rupees. So minimum paid up value among these two is 60 rupees. So now difference between the maximum and minimum paid up value, that is 15. 75 minus 60, that is 15. So now minimum paid up value share we have to write here, that is nothing but 6,000 equity share. Let us see the question once again, you will come to know. See this, 6,000 equity share is having minimum paid up value. So for this we have to do notional call. Same thing we are doing here, imaginary call, that is nothing but notional call. See this, notional call for the minimum paid up value 6,000 equity share at 15 per share, that is 75 minus 60, difference amount, you will get 90,000. Now 90,000 you have to add to the net surplus, you will get total surplus, that is 1,22,000. After getting the total surplus, you have to divide between the maximum paid up value and minimum paid up value. Now maximum paid up value, if you see in this problem, that is 75. That is number of share held by the maximum paid up value, that is 2,000 equity share at 75, and minimum paid up value is 6,000 equity shares at 60. So do the two category. First one particular column and two amount column you do. First is lot 1, second is lot 2. Now you have to distribute that share in the total surplus. How to distribute that? First, total surplus can be distributed in the ratio of number of share held by the partly number of shares held. That is nothing but there are two category of partly paid share. First lot 2,000 shares are there. Second lot 6,000 shares are there. Now we want ratio. Take ratio 2,000 is to 6,000. 2,000 is to 6,000. If you do, you will get 1 is to 3. 1 is to 3 is our ratio. That is nothing but 1 plus 3 unit. That is total 4 unit. So first, for first lot you have to distribute the total surplus. That is 1,22,000 into 1 by 4. You will get 30,500. Second lot 1,22,000 into 3 by 4. As per the ratio we got 1 is to 3. 3 by 4 you have to do. You will get 91,500. Less notional call. Notional call for the first lot it is nil. Why? Because we know that first lot is the maximum paid up value. So for that notional call is not necessary. Why we are doing the notional call? Only to equal the minimum paid up value to the extent of maximum paid up value. So notional call you have to deduct from the minimum paid up value. That is second lot. That is 90,000 we have calculated in the previous step. That is calculation of and distribution of surplus. That same amount 90,000 you have to deduct after distributing the total surplus from the second lot. So now you will get amount receivable or amount payable. If you get the positive answer here, first lot, that is amount payable 30,500. 30,500 minus nil, that is minus 0, you will get 30,500 itself. Second lot also you got the positive answer. 91,500 they actually they should get, but only 90,000 is given to them. So what happens, amount payable is 1,500, you can say here 1,500 is amount payable, remaining amount is 1,500. so these two amount you can write under shareholder, 30,500 as well as 1,500. We'll write here, see this, 30,500 we have taken, see this, on 2,000 equity share 30,500, on 6,000 equity share 1,500, amount payable since it is a positive answer. If it is a negative answer, you have to write here contributory, negative answer amount receivable, that is equal to amount receivable. Now we want rate, what is the value per share? How to get the value per share? That amount divided by number of share, 30,500 divided by 2,000 you will get 15.25. Why we want a value per share? We want to check verification of net loss. That is why we want value per share. So for the second one also you do the same thing. 1,500 divided by 6,000 you will get 0.25 as a value per share. So now after getting the value per share, you can close this format. That is nothing but both the side total now equal 10,40,000. So now we have done with the format in format. Now you have to do the one more final working note. That is nothing but verification of net loss. How to do the verification of net loss? Just write the paid up value of the first lot, that is 75, and paid up value of the second lot 60. That is nothing but partly paid up value we want. Now amount paid for the first lot, that is 15.25. Why? How we got this amount? That is nothing but here we have mentioned, see this, 30,500 divided by 2,000, you got 15.25. That you have to write here, that we have written, see this amount paid. Similarly 60 worth paid up amount is there, but paid is only 0.25. so that is nothing but 1,500 divided by 6,000, you will get 0.25. so these two amount you have to deduct from the paid up value, you will get the net loss. See this, net loss is 59.75. this should be equal or else problem is wrong. So these both amounts should be equal, both the category. As per the rule, if there are more than one partly paid shares are there, you should raise the paid up capital in such a way that net loss should be equal. So net loss here 75 minus 15.25, that is 59.75. Similarly 60 minus 0.25, 59.75. so what you are going to do here, if there is an amount receivable, you have to add, that is 60 plus 0.25, that is 60.25 you will get. So here what happens, there is amount payable only, that is why you have to deduct. So this is how you are going to solve this problem. So any doubt in this problem? Yes, tell me, have you understood this problem? Have you understood this problem? Yes, tell me. Rajat, Ashish, Pramod, Pratish, Anusha, I hope everyone understood. Yes. Sangam, Swati, Omkar, Nishant, Kushal, Disha, Akamsha, I hope everyone understood this problem. 24 mark. Now last problem of this chapter we have to see. So now let us see last problem, that is problem number 11. See this. Now we have to discuss problem number 11, 24 mark problem. On 31st March 2015, liquidators of Sindoor Limited having the share capital of 50,000 preference shares of 1 each fully paid without priority as to capital. It is specifically given in the question itself without priority. That means what? Preference share capital is equal to equity share capital directly from the question. Why? Because they have no priority. If there is a priority, then only it becomes a preference share capital. If there is a no priority, preference share also becomes equity share. Both are same. Now 80,000 equity shares of 1 each, 90 paise per share. So equity share now partly paid. See this, 1 rupee share 90 paise paid. That means 0.10 is not paid. And one more equity share is there, 1,20,000 equity shares of 1 is 75 paise per share paid. That means 0.25 not paid, 1 minus 0.75. And cash balance is 16,450. That means here we have to consider, while calculating net surplus, all the three information we have to consider. That I will tell you why. Because there is no priority, I told you. That is why preference share also you have to consider. If there is a priority, only 2 partly paid we have to consider. Yes. So now next thing, after this they have mentioned you, on 30th September 2015, he had realized the remaining asset amounting to 31,000. That means what? This is nothing but total asset realized they have given you 31,000, out of which 20,000 in respect of secured creditor. That means 20,000 is given to secured creditor, and secured creditor value they have given you 14,000. So now here the question comes, who is going to realize the security? Securities are realized by the liquidator here. Here not securities are not realized by the secured creditor, it is realized by the liquidator. Then all the cost of liquidation amounts to 2,700. That is also mentioned in this problem. Directly you can consider. Then creditors other than secured creditors were. So now they have given you a mixture of unsecured creditor as well as preferential creditor. Now we have to diversify. What is what portion belongs to unsecured creditor and what portion belongs to preferential creditor? See this trade creditor. Can anyone tell me now? Trade creditor, whether it is unsecured, trade creditor, anyone tell me whether it is unsecured or preferential? Trade creditor. Yes, tell me. Trade creditor, what is it? Unsecured or preferential? Can you tell me? See, trade creditor is unsecured creditor. We know trade creditor is unsecured creditor. Gas board for gas supplied 140. This is also you can consider it under unsecured creditor, fully unsecured. Salary of clerk for 6 months you can say. That is 1380 they have given. Up to 4 months what you can say? It is preferential. Remaining is what? Unsecured. Remaining is unsecured. Director fee is given, that we have to see for 4 months. While doing the calculation, we have to see director fee. See this unsecured, entirely unsecured director fee. Next, out of the above dues, a dividend to the unsecured creditor of 62.5 paise in a rupee has already paid, as well as amount due to preferential creditor in respect of preferential claim. That means whatever the information given above, out of that 62.5 paise in rupee means 62.5% is paid, already paid before preparing the liquidator final statement of account. Similarly, preferential creditor, whatever amount is there, entire amount is paid. They have said, see this amount due to preferential creditor in respect of preferential claim is paid. You are required to prepare liquidator's final statement of account. So this is the problem. So this is the problem of 24 mark. So now let us see the solution part. One by one we have to see. First we have to do the working note. We have to diversify what is unsecured portion and what is a secured portion, this preferential portion. So calculation of unsecured and preferential creditor. First we know trade creditor entire amount is unsecured, 47,400 entire amount is unsecured. Gas board for gas supplied, entire amount, whatever the amount given in the question, see this 140, entire amount is unsecured. Now salary of a clerk, what happens? Up to 4 months it is unsecured. That is why you have to do 1380 into 4 by 6. They have given for 6 months. We want it for 4 months. So 4 months is 920. That we have to write under 920 preferential creditor column. 4 months salary. Remaining 2 months salary is there, right? That is unsecured. That is 460. 4 months is a preferential creditor. Remaining 2 months is unsecured creditor. Directors fee for 4 months. They do not have any priority in terms of payment. They are not a preferential creditor. They are unsecured creditor. So entire director fee is there, right? So that you have to write under unsecured creditor. Now you have to make the total. Total of the unsecured creditor 47,400, 140, 460, 2,000. That you will get 50,000. Preferential creditor total only one amount. Salary for 4 months. That is 920 rupees. Now we got the total. From this you have to deduct the amount paid. What they have said, 62.5 paisa in a rupee is paid for unsecured creditor and entire preferential creditor is paid. So now of this 50,000, take 62.5%. You will get 31,250. That is unsecured creditor already paid before making the liquidator final statement of account. So now you can get the balance here. Balance of unsecured creditor. Out of total unsecured creditor minus amount already paid 31,250. Remaining balance you can show in the liquidator format, that is 18,750. Now what about preferential creditor? Preferential creditor total is 920, but what they have said, all the amount due to preferential creditor in respect of preferential claim is paid, already paid. That is why entire amount is paid here. 920, entire 920 is paid. 920 minus 920, you will get a nil, zero answer here. Preferential creditor. After doing this diversification, unsecured creditor as well as preferential creditor, you can move on to liquidator final statement of account. So now let us see the liquidator final statement of account. Receipt side we have to see now. One by one, we have to write the information under receipt side. So now receipt side information we'll check here. First we want cash balance. Whether cash balance is given in the question we have to see. Cash balance they have mentioned in the first adjustment. See this, they had a cash balance of 16,450. So same 16,450 you can write here. Under format, under receipt, cash 16,450. Asset realized. Now what about asset realized? They have said, if you see the adjustment for asset realized, what they have said? On 30th September 2015, they realized remaining asset amounting to 31,000. Total asset realized is 31,000, out of which 20,000 belongs to secured creditor. So now let us see the diversification here. Under asset realized, see this secured asset we know 20,000. How to get the other asset? Other asset very simple. Total asset minus secured asset. You will get other asset. 31,000 minus 20,000. You will get 11,000 as other asset. So now we got the other asset. Once we got the other asset, next thing is we want a surplus from secured creditor. In this question, surplus from secured creditor is not there. Why? Because securities are not realized by the secured creditor. We'll assume that securities are realized by the liquidator. That is why you have to write the secured creditor if there is any in the payment side and not under receipt side. Next, contributory you have to consider. Contributory here balancing figure. That is after working note you have to write if there is any amount receivable. That we have to see later. Contributory. Now payment side you have to see. Payment side secured creditor we know. Secured creditor value they have given. See this value out of which 20,000 in respect of secured creditor of 14,000. Secured creditor value is 14,000. But what they have said 20,000 asset is given to them. Because they are secured creditor, they have some kind of security against the amount which they have given to the company. 14,000 is due, 20,000 is given to them. But why we have not written the surplus from secured creditor? Because it is realized by the liquidator. So secured creditor amount you write here, payment side 14,000. Legal charges they have not mentioned in the question, that is why nil. Liquidator remuneration. So if you see till now, all the problems we have liquidator remuneration. But if you see in this problem what happens? In this problem they have not mentioned single information regarding liquidator remuneration. So there is no percentage given, there is no fixed amount given. So we can directly write here liquidator remuneration as nil. See this nil. Then the liquidation expenses. What about liquidation expenses now? Liquidation expenses they have given in the problem. See this. Liquidation expenses, cost of liquidation they have said 2,700. So same 2,700 you can write here. See this directly from the adjustment. Debenture holder they have not mentioned. No idea about debenture information in this problem. Then preferential creditor. What about preferential creditor? That we have to check here. Preferential creditor was there. That is 4 months salary was preferential creditor. That is 920 rupees. But what happened? They made a payment before making the liquidator final statement of account. Now final preferential creditor we got 920 minus 920. That is nothing but nil. See this nil amount we got. That is why in the main format preferential creditor is nil. See this. Next unsecured creditor. Unsecured creditor what they have done? Out of the total unsecured creditor of 50,000, 62.5 paisa in a rupee. That means 62.5% they have paid. Remaining, what about remaining 37.5%? That is yet to be paid. So that yet to be paid amount you have to write under unsecured creditor. See this. How to get this amount? 50,000 minus 31,250. Remaining balance with the help of working note 18,750 you can consider here. See this 18,750 we have considered. Next thing we have to show here that is regarding preference shareholder. Now preference shareholder we know in the question they have what they have no priority. They have no priority at the time of liquidation. They do not get their capital before giving the capital to equity shareholder, as well as they do not get dividend before distributing the dividend to any other class. They'll get a dividend when dividend is distributed to everyone. No priority in the sense that is the meaning of no priority. They are almost equal to equity share capital in this question. So preference shareholder, what happens here? You can write regarding their capital. Capital is not paid back to preference shareholder. Here preference share capital, whether they have mentioned, yes, they have mentioned the preference share capital, but they have said no priority to capital. Capital is not written, only the amount, whatever the amount is there, right, that is returned to them. That is with the help of working note, that we have to do the working note, balancing figure. Then equity shareholder also balancing figure, that is a final amount. So now we understood here, contributory is our working note, then the preference shareholder is also our working note, and equity shareholder also our working note. That means we want 3 answer with the help of working note. Now we have to see the working note here. One by one we have to see the working note. First working note, what we have to do here, that is nothing but calculation of distribution of surplus. So now net surplus we want. Net surplus is nothing but receipt side total excluding contributory. Why excluding contributory? Contributory yet to be find out. There it is not to find out as of now. After the working note you are going to write the contributory. So excluding contributory, what and all informations are there? One is cash, 16,450 we know, plus 20,000 secured asset, plus other asset 11,000. Make add these 3 things and make one total. That total you will get as 47,450. Let us see this 47,450 you got. From that you have to deduct all the payment side information. Payment side information I will tell you. One, you have to deduct secured creditor, then you have to deduct liquidation expenses, then you have to deduct unsecured creditor. What about preference shareholder? That is the after working note, that is balancing figure you can say. So you should not consider this preferential holder, as well as equity shareholder you should not consider. Only 3 information in the payment side, 14,000 plus 2,700 plus 18,750. Add all these 3 things and deduct from the receipt side. If you add those 3 things, you will get 35,450. Now receipt minus payment you have to do in order to get the net surplus. 47,450 minus 35,450. What is the difference amount? Difference amount you will get as 12,000 rupees. So this 12,000 rupees is our net surplus. So now we got the net surplus. Yes. Next step, this is very important. After this, next step is notional call. So now notional call, what we have to do, what is the usual circumstances? If they have not given any without priority information, then how we used to do? We have to see only these 2 information. See this 2 category of equity shares are there, right? One is equity shares of 1 each 90 paise per share paid, and one more is 1,20,000 equity shares of 1 is 75 paise per share paid. So now there are only 2 categories of equity share. If they have not mentioned this information without priority, then we used to do 90 minus 75, that is 15 paisa. But in this question they have given you without priority, that is why you have to consider maximum value 1 rupee. That means this is also equity share. Even though preference share they have named it, that is also equity share. So maximum value you have to take 1 rupee. Then you have to take the difference. Maximum minus minimum. You have to take the difference. How to get the difference now? 1 minus 90 paisa. 10 paisa for first equity share, and second equity share 1 minus 75 paisa. That is nothing but 0.25 per share. So now for the 2 categories of partly paid equity share, you have to make what? Notional call. Notional call, see this now. Why for preference shares there is no notional call, you may ask. Preference share is having the maximum paid up value 1 rupee, and all other equity shares are there, right? That they are having minimum paid up value. Now we are going to equalize the paid up value of the remaining partly paid equity share to the value of 1 rupee. That is why you have to make the notional call. First lot 80,000 equity shares at 10 paisa. 1 minus 0.90. You will get 10 paisa per share, that is 8,000 rupees. Second lot of equity share 1,20,000 equity shares at 25 paisa per share, that is 30,000. How we got this one? That is nothing but 1 minus 0.25 paisa. That is nothing but 0.75 paisa you will get. See this, 1 minus 0.75 paisa, you will get 0.25 paisa. Yes. So now 1,20,000 how we got? 1,20,000 is given in the question. So that is nothing but capital. See this number of shares with a second lot equity share, that is 1,20,000. First lot equity share 80,000, and only one preference share lot is there, that is 50,000. So now we have made the notional call for 2 categories of partly paid equity share, that you have to add to the net surplus. 80,000 into 10 paisa, you will get 8,000 rupees. 1,20,000 into 0.25 paisa or 25 paisa, you will get 30,000 rupees. So now get the total surplus. 12,000 plus 8,000 plus 30,000. You will get total surplus as 50,000. So now we got the total surplus. Now next thing we have to do is to distribute the total surplus. This is very important. Distribution of total surplus as per the share held, number of shares available, you can say. So now we want number of shares available. First you have to write the you have to make 3 columns, 1 particular and 3 amount column. First you have to write preferential. Since it is no priority, you have to consider. If there is a priority, you should not consider. 50,000 preference shares we know, that is from the question. 80,000 equity share, that is for the first equity share lot. 1,20,000 equity share, that is for the second equity share lot. Now take the ratio of these 3. 50,000 is to 80,000 is to 1,20,000. 3 ratio you have to take now. So how to take the ratio? Cancel all the zeros. Cancel all the zeros. 5 is to 8 is to 12 you will get. 5 is to 8 is to 12 is nothing but 5 plus 8 plus 12 you can say that is 25 unit. Total 25 unit there. So unit is there. So now share in total surplus, what you have to do? Here total surplus we know 50,000, right? 50,000 into 5 by 25 you have to do. 50,000 into 5 by 25, because ratio is 5 is to 8 is to 12. 5 by 25 you will get 10,000. Second you have to do 8 by 25. 50,000 into 8 by 25 you will get 16,000. Next you have to do 50,000 into 12 by 25 you will get 24,000. That is how you are going to distribute the total surplus. Total surplus is now distributed. Next you have to deduct the notional call. See this notional call we have to deduct. Now for the preference share there is a no notional call. Why? Because it is a maximum amount, no notional call. For the other two category, they have minimum amount 90 paisa and 75 paisa. Maximum amount is 1 rupee. Notional cost we got in the calculation of total surplus. Same amount you have to deduct. 8,000 we have deducted from the first lot of equity share. 30,000 we have deducted from the second lot of equity share. Now you will get amount payable as well as amount receivable. For the first lot, positive answer. 10,000 minus nil, 10,000. You will get amount payable. Positive answer means amount payable. Second lot, 8,000. That is how you got 8,000. 16,000 minus 8,000. You will get 8,000. Again amount payable. Third lot, 24,000 is there surplus, but what happened? Notional call or imaginary call made is 30,000. So there is an excess amount that is to be given back by the equity shareholder to the liquidator. That is 6,000. Now you got negative answer. This negative answer you have to show under contributory. See this, we have written contributory 6,000 negative answer. Then all the positive answer we have written under preference shareholder. See this preference shareholder positive answer we have to write with the help of working note, that is 10,000 we have written. Then equity shareholder positive answer payable 8,000 we have written. Next thing what we have to do, next we have to get value per share. How to get the value per share? Here we got preference share answer 10,000. 10,000 divided by 50,000 you do. You will get 20 paisa. That is the value per preference share preference share you can say. Similarly 8,000 divided by 80,000 you do. You will get 0.10 paisa. That is value per share. Then this side also you have to get the value per share. That is 6,000 divided by 1,20,000. You will get 5 paisa. 5 paisa you will get. So now we got value per share of all 3 answers. All 3 answer value per share we got. What we have to do now? Finally we have to do the verification. Before doing the verification, just make the total of this format. Format total 53,450. This side also 53,450. Now format is over now. We have tallied and all the information we have written. Final working note we have to do verification of net loss. See this verification of net loss, 3 category amount. First you have to write the paid up value. Preference share paid up value given in the question 1 rupee, and equity share first lot paid up value given in the question 0.90 paisa. The second equity share paid up value given in the question, that is partly paid, that is 0.75 paisa. Now amount paid or amount received you have to consider. If there is amount paid, that is value per share, you have to deduct 0.20. From where we got 0.20? See this 0.20 preference shareholder we got 10,000 divided by 50,000, 0.20. That you have to deduct. Since it is paid, you have to deduct. Similarly, equity share first lot also we have paid. That is 0.10. 8,000 divided by 80,000, we got 10 paisa, 0.10. So that again you have to deduct from paid up amount. Similarly, last second lot, that is second lot of equity share, 0.75 paisa is there. Now contributory means amount receivable. That is why we have to add 5 paisa. 5 paisa is nothing but 0.05. We have added. Now you have to calculate net loss. See this net loss, paid up amount minus amount paid. If there is amount receivable, you have to add. So amount paid we have deducted for the first preference share, 1 minus 0.20, 0.80. Second lot, that is 0.90 minus 0.10, you got 0.80. Third lot, that is 0.75 plus 0.05, you will get 0.80. Now equity share or any partly paid up share should be equalized in such a way that net loss should be equal. So in this question we have equalized the net loss. Now you have to see the note. See this, as the preference shares do not have a priority as return to the capital, they have to be treated at par with the equity share. So that is what we have done. That is why we have considered preference share also. They have no priority. So now any doubt here?